So various penalties meted out for success. Anyway, safety car is pulling in, and we're going to get 45. In fact, 45 minutes has already started counting down at the beginning of the previous green flag lap, so there's still 42 and 3/4 minutes left to go as the cars come through and the red lights go out and the race gets underway. Good stop by Chris Allen, trying to get up on the inside of the first corner, but he can't make it through there. So the top two do continue in the lead
and
of the
one
race.
car way out over the grass on the outside, just wasn't room for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Side by side for the lead by the looks of it. Is that between, I think Alan Henderson is one of those cars that was, side by side, but he's lost out there to Will Pottergill in the number 83 Audi there, the RS3 TCR. So the Audi TCR has got the lead, and Pottergill's also lost out there to number 17, I think that is. That's Luke Woodhouse in the Volkswagen Golf. That's moved up into second position. Alan Henderson in the Elise down to third. It's Scott Parkin in fourth place in the number 13 car. That started 11th on the grid. So Scott Parkin, oh, it's a fourth place already. That's a remarkable start from him. And absolutely packed field heading around. Henderson trying to get a place back, but Elise much more nimble through the corkscrew. That is the Golf. He's back to second place, Marcus.
Yeah, absolutely. And that 83 goes through ahead. That's the Audi, looking absolutely splendid. That's Will Pottergill's car. It's interesting to see the balance of touring cars against GTs. It was that Trojan car, the vivid Dayglow saloon that was out over the grass at the first corner. He's picking his way back through the middle of the pack. But out they go, and looks like the Lotus has got its tyres up to temperature now and is charging after Will Pottergill. And Parkin is about to be demoted, is he? They go up towards Rocket, they're side by side, but he kept his foot in, and it looked like he'd lost out on the approach up to the kink.
Yeah, it's Chris Allen that was the driver that was challenging him in the Cupra. Scott Parkin, who won round one of the season at Croft, when we had split races for classes A and C and B and D running separately. Johnny Weston Taylor won at Brands Hatch. Robert Baker won at Silverstone last time out. We've had two meetings on two Grand Prix circuits in the previous events. Back to a normal 750 Motor Club event here this weekend at Anglesey.
That Audi TT looks fantastic in the kind of old Advan Yokohama colours, the black and red that used to grace so many single-seaters in sports races. Nice to see the other Audi in the middle of the pack, the car that runs on hand controls. Absolutely superb team effort, but the Addison Lotus sitting there, hardly visible through the rear view mirror of Pottergill's leading Audi.
Probably barely realises that he's there, does he?
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of radar cheating.
So it's Pottergill leading. It's Henderson in second place. A big lock up there from the leading Audi, and that brings Henderson close to the back of the Audi in the Lotus, and Woodhouse there in the Golf as well.
That's closing up again, isn't it?
Yeah, Woodhouse was second last time out at Silverstone on the Grand Prix circuit to Rob Baker. Doing, I think, a one-off event really, and acquitted himself very well. But look at this for the lead. They were overlapping there through Peel and down towards the sequence at the corkscrew. And Henderson not able to find a way through, but it's notable that these cars have strengths in different parts of the circuit.
Yeah, the Lotus has such a lithe chassis, doesn't it? Handles beautifully. Baker's car is sort of been sitting in the paddock all day. I wonder whether that came to grief yesterday in testing.
Yeah, or possibly. Not sure if he's out in Club Enduro tomorrow. I haven't checked the entry list to be honest with you. We've got the tower race for Club Enduro tomorrow afternoon. These two leaders at it, Hammer and Tom. Look, it's a 10-lap race, not a 45-minute encounter.
Some fairly extravagant Venturis under some of these cars, aren't there?
Well, the Lotus case in point, really.
Yeah. Parkin's under attack, coming down, kink up towards Rocket. Exactly the same thing happens. He keeps his foot in longer.
Yeah, I mean, is it just a characteristic of the diesel engine in the?
It may well be
the Dark Side Developments Audi. How it puts its power down in different ways compared to the petrol powered by Alan.
Tons and tons of torque. which is so useful.
Here's Henderson up the inside into the corkscrew. That's going to put him on the outside line though. But Puttergill locks up. That leaves the door open for Henderson to go around the outside through the final corner. They're going to be side by side as they come through the last corner of the lap, and Henderson's got the lead in the Lotus. What a move that was. And it did rely on a little mistake, I think, from Will Puttergill there to get through, part way through the corkscrew. But he does go through to take the lead, does Alan Henderson. He was on pole position with a 1 minute 12.3. He was 1.4 seconds faster than anybody else, or 1.2 seconds. Yeah, because the second fastest car is not in the race, Ben Brooks. He was a reserve. And he was 1.4 seconds faster than the next car that started the race, which is Will Puttergill. And well, now we'll see if he can convert that race into race pace and pull away into the lead. Great stuff.
The hand control Audi's Wayne Lawson's, isn't it?
Yes.
The orange car that James Pickford shares.
Yeah, I think it's a solo effort today for Wayne Lawson in the number 19 car, running in 9th position at the moment. But yeah, James Pickford certainly sometimes aboard that. There's Scott Parkin then, number 13, and he's running in 4th place with Chris Byallen behind him. And then it's Paul Simerson who's going solo, although it says on the timing tab is Robert Stanton's sharing with him, but it is just Paul Simerson in this race. Trying to be best after the race of 1:12.8112, the race leader Alan Henderson. Good effort from him.
I'm intrigued to know what the Porsche's doing so far down the field. A couple of Porsches, in fact, a couple of Caymans.
That record has not quite gone yet, because it's to Will Stacey at 1:12.57, set here 4 years ago. That's the benchmark time, but Henderson will be challenging that as this race goes on. If he's on a clear track. What's going on in the other classes? Class B, that's 10th place overall. That's Liam Crilly. He's leading by only 0.6 of a second from Jan Whittaker. Class C, that's Luke Bedmore leading in the number 9 car, the Mazda RX-8. And Class D, that's the Phil and Matthew Adcock car, the BMW that's leading by about 3.1 seconds from Pip Hammond in his Nova at the moment.
On the omnipresent Nova.
Yeah, absolutely. Pip having some commentary box for racetrack today. Then we're seeing the 38 car go through. That's the car that's going well in Class B this season, Kevin Glover and Henry Wright, and they are 3rd in Class B today. Not far behind, actually, about 1.6 seconds behind Liam Crilly, the class leader. There is Crilly, there is Jan Whittaker, and then, yep, there is the 3rd place car in that group. That's the Kevin Glover car. Yeah, Kevin Glover, I think, possibly going solo, looking at the information I've got, but certainly starting the race. So Henry Wright's out in the second half. This is the Class B lead battle, so you've got the BMW Z4 against one of those Porsches, the Porsche Cayman of Jan Whittaker. Just heading out towards Church Bend, the right-hander. Liam Crilly's car has the novice cross on his back. That's not because he's a novice, but because his son Max, who shares the car, is. His first season of racing. But now the Porsche is going to attack. The BMW is it up to Rocket. The BMW brake first, but turns in first as well. The Porsche pushing hard. The Glover and Wright car is just a little bit further back to the Golf Mark 5. Overlapping now for the lead as they head down to the corkscrew in Class B. Crilly against Whittaker. The multi-class structure of Roadsports it's one of its real joys, as well as the full grids, of course. Class A is for cars up to 300 brake horsepower per tonne. Class B 240 is the limit. Class C 180 and Class D 145. And these cars will run in what is known as the GT class, for cars up to 240 brake horsepower per tonne. And again, Whittaker has a look at Liam Crilly's the gap on the inside of the BMW as he went into the banking that time. While Alan Henderson still leads the race overall, there's another Lotus just behind. That is the Oh, that is.
Crilly's using plenty of curve in that BMW Coupe to hold Whittaker's Porsche at bay. Here they come through Rocket. A lovely backdrop of the mountains.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
third's getting really tight, isn't it? And Puttergill just holding off Woodhouse.
Yeah, only half a second between it. And there's the car I was just looking at. It's the 53 car. That's the car that won at Brands Hatch. Johnny Weston Taylor and Andy Hiley.
It's just pulled off round
pulled
behind
off.
the greenery.
Driven by two champions in other disciplines. Oh, a mistake there from Liam Crilly, but Jan Whittaker was not on hand to capitalise on that. They're just going up to lap the MG. ZS of Ashley Woodward, number 25.
And they're back together again,
Yeah.
Crilly and Whittaker.
Absolutely right. Worth noting, our championship leader Matt Creed not here this weekend. So he's not taking part, so he can drop one score from 7 in the championship. This is the middle round of the season here at Anglesey. Snetterton, Frixton and Donington Park host the remaining rounds. August, September and October. There's a bit of a gap actually, a 2-month gap before the next round at Snetterton over the August bank holiday weekend. Oh, now Whittaker's got through. He's got ahead of the BMW. So Liam Crilly has lost out now. Jan Whittaker takes the lead in Class B, and it's allowed Kevin Glover, I should say, to get right with them as well. So they've got 3 cars for the lead in Class B now, much closer than in Class A. Pretty tight in Class C as well, but you've got Luke Beardmore with Ben McCauley in the Lotus just behind him. Beardmore in the Mazda RX-8. Class D is still being led by the Adcox by about 3.4 seconds from Pip Hammond. .30 left, so we've had a third of the race roughly. Pit window will be open very shortly. Drivers to start to make their 60-second pit stops or more if they've got one of the success penalties to serve. And Alan Henderson doesn't have one of those penalties to serve. So that counts in his favour. Yet to have a win this season. Second in the opening round at Croft, but hasn't been successful or present in subsequent races. There's the 46 car going through. It's Alistair Lindsay's Audi TT from Class B. He's running 5th in that class. Oh, a spin! And for the number 59 car, that's had a moment up at the top of the circuit. That's Jim Benson's Lotus Elise, the ex-BMW Car Club Championship racer. So he has had a spin, the 51-year-old engineer from Huntington. He's been racing for 21 years now. Rover K-Series engine car that he races. It's a very unloved Arriva drive car that he's taken on and overhauled. Well, Rutec Racing have done the work, who ran Jim in the BMW Car Club Championship.
Yeah, it's a tidily turned out car, that. Now still rotary, making a very distinctive sound. Just beginning to come in off the seat.
Alan Henderson about to lap Imran Khan in the number 36 car. He's 3rd in Class C, 21st overall. Going solo in Sam McKee's BMW this weekend. Sam McKee not able to be here. We've got the pit window open now. I don't think anyone's availed themselves of the opportunity to stop just yet. Second stop has to be made. It's got a bit cloudier. There's a few anoraks being worn on the pit wall now, and hoodies. Not as warm as it was out there, I don't think. Still, I can see out of our comment box that Jan Whittaker's just clinging on to the Class B lead in 9th overall from Liam Crilly, and now 3rd in that class. Yeah, it's the Johnny Monday car that's 3rd in that class now, in fact, in the 421, isn't it? He's climbed up the order a little bit. So
I think that was 333 into the pits, Roman Grandel.
Yeah, so we're getting the early stoppers in. 101 comes in as well. That's Nick Grove to make his stop. He's going to hand over to Robert Mackle in the E46 M3. It's a Class A car. But none of the leaders in just yet. It's a matter of time, I think. In this final race of the day here at Anglesey Circuit. Number 11 car, just going past me of Oliver Harris, very tidy BMW M2, the CS Racing R car. How's that running? It's running in 7th place overall. Here's number 20, that's Kira Harris in the Mini Cooper S for the driver from Oakham. She's running in 30th position at the moment in her Class C car, 5th in Class C today. And she's got behind her the MX-5, which is being driven by Thomas Hiley. That's the 531 car from Class B, but further down the order, that is a battle for 30th and 31st position.
That Whittaker, Crilly and Monday battle continues, isn't it? All very close together.
Yep, still disputing the lead in the Class B there. And there you can see, I think that was 38 car just getting themselves in between. Yeah, it is Kevin Glover, isn't it? Getting himself between those two battling back markers. Jim Benson's into the pits, I think. So too now is the 88 car. And that is the Adcock, so the Class D leaders in. First of the Class D contenders to come in, I think. They do have a penalty to serve. They've got a 10-second penalty to serve, but so too does Pip Hammond. He'll be handing over to Chris. Rob Carvalho, who's only third in that class. He has a 20-second penalty to serve, so that's rather stymieing his hopes this weekend of improving on third position in class. 5 minutes to go in the race. Someone exiting the pit lane at speed. I think that was Jim Benson. Got to be mindful of the pit lane speed limit, of course. Relatively short pit lane here at Anglesey, being only a short pit straight. There's the Will Pussigill car, number 83. And there's the Class D leading car, making its 70-second pit stop. It's looks like that is Matt Adcock that is going to be pushing the car, and Phil Adcock has therefore got in. Just counting down, 3, 2, 1, go. And they have to push the car out. They have to park in at 45-degree angle, these cars, and be pushed back out into the race, and they're pleased with that stop.
Monday going up the inside of Crilly, and they're side by side round target, but Crilly holds on to that second place in Class B.
Chris Fantana from 4th place in Class D, as it was, heads in. Here is Crilly and Monday absolutely side by side, as you were saying on screen. They're just coming up to lap Pip Hammond's Nova as well. This is all happening at Church. There are 3 of them are absolutely side by side. Pip Hammond wisely keeps out of the way of that, but Monday has got ahead here of Crilly now. Can Crilly fight back on his way up towards Rocket?
He's come up the outside, but no room around the outside, surely.
Ooh, a bit of a lock-up though from the Honda. Trojan Doors car. But I think BMW has to get out of that as well as a result.
BMW got quite sideways coming out. Sort of tail-happy rear-wheel drive car.
There's Chris Fantana in the pits in his MX-5. He's not got any success penalty to serve, so he'll be back in the race shortly. And there is John Monday now in that 421 car. I think Crilly's dived into the pits. I wondered where he disappeared to, but he's dived into the pit lane now. So still Alan Henderson leading, Marcus.
Yep, there's that. There's Monday. Honda Civic. There's Crilly father to son. That's Crilly now aboard. Hear the supercharged Mini whining as it goes past as we watch the BMW driver reload in the pit lane.
Just hearing that Jim Benson had to have his roof reaffixed. They were concerned that the roof on the hardtop on that Lotus was working loose. Into the pits comes the 55 Paul Simerson, so too comes the number 82 car now of Sarge Shali Shrihari in the 330 CI BMW, the kind of car that was prepared for the BMW 330 Championship, but that ran several years ago. 25 there is Ashley Woodward with the MGZS for the drive from Loughborough.
Crilly Jr. away. A couple more cars come in.
Yes, it's fairly well spread, it seems, the pit stops throughout this race so far. I've got another 6 minutes or so. The majority of the drivers do still need to make their stops, so possibly we've been waiting for a safety car that might not come. So 6.5 minutes left of the pit window. Still Alan Henderson leading. He leads by how much? Because Pussigill was just through 11.3 seconds, and Woodhouse is 2.2 seconds behind Potterkill.
Simerson Stanton Porsche in. Number 55.
Yeah, I think it's Paul Simerson solo actually in this one.
Is it?
Yeah, Stanton not doing this one. He may be here tomorrow for the Club Enduro.
Okay. He's on our start list, wasn't he?
Yeah. So yeah, I think a withdrawal. Class C, though, the leaders in that class haven't come in yet. It's the pits, Luke Beardmore in the RX-8 and Ben McCauley in the Lotus, or Imran Khan in the BMW for that matter in third. And our Class D leader, as I say, has been in, but Pip Hammond is still out there in the Nova. We'll be handing over to Chris Yates, the sometime Mini and 2CV racer. Michael Downey's cars into the pit lane now in the background. That's the orange Porsche in the background. As 159 Rob Carvel is about to go back into the race in the BMW 120i. Rob ex-VW Cup racer of repute. He raced the 120 Coupe Cup and won that a couple of years ago as well. Now racing that car in this endurance format, a bit more interesting perhaps. Multi-car grid, and it fits well into. Yeah, there's Pip Hammond. He has come in now, and he's handing over to Chris Yates. So that'll be a change of lead in the in Class D, I think. It'll be taken. Well, it might go back actually to the Adcocks. We'll see. Make sure the drivers are strapped in. Still, the overall top Class A drivers, none of them have made their stops. All Class B drivers, with the exception of Crilly. Although saying that, no, Jan Whittaker's been in. Yeah, Jan Whittaker has been.
John Monday coming in 41. Honda Civic. The classic EP31s, and he goes.
Yeah. 19 minutes of the race to go. A few more cars coming in now, including Will Pottergill. So he's coming in the Motion Motorsport run Audi TT to hand over to Chris
Woodhouse
Riley.
coming in as well.
Yes. Yeah, he's just running down the pit lane now to his slot at the other end of the pit lane. You can see they've got the blowers on there on the 46 car, which is that of Alistair Lindsay, the driver of the Audi TT from Chichester. Trying to keep that car as cool as possible, having a look at the pressures there on the tyres as well. 531 is into the pit lane now. That Class A car of Woodhouse, that's got a 10-second penalty to serve. It's the only one of the sort of leading three that does, because Potterkill and Nyland don't, and Jude and Henderson don't, so They should be on here for the top result, one of those two teams. Probably Jude and Henderson if the car stays reliable. Daniel Jude will be getting into the Lotus for the second half though, and I think Henderson is the quicker of the two drivers there.
20 laps down for them, the leaders in that Lotus. Car number 2. Buttergill's car goes back out. That's now Christopher Ryan, isn't it, driving it?
Christopher Nyland. It says Ryan on the timing screen, but it is Christopher Nyland.
Okay.
Scott Parkin comes in from what became second place in car number 13. So he's got a 5-second pit stop penalty, success penalty to serve. So
Wayne Lawson it.
yeah, number 19. Then 2 minutes of the pit window remaining. Imran Khan coming in as well in the number 36 BMW. The Dark Side Developments car. You can see there in the pit lane, the team checking over it, making sure all is well. Looks like Ryan is getting involved with the pit stop too. Scott's twin. There's Chris Yates now, taking over from Pip Hammond in the Nova for the final stint of this race. In the Class D car, which is now showing us running in 3rd position in that class, 1.6 seconds behind Chris Fantana in the Mazda MX-5. The number 68 car into the pits now. That's John Dundee's Ginetta G40. And that's one of the cars from Class B. So coming towards the final third of the race.
There's a minute the pit window still remains. And the car's running 1st and 3rd, yet to stop Henderson and Bowlen.
In fact, Bowlen, I think, has just arrived in the pit lane.
Professor Bowlen and his wingman co-driver sitting in the window.
That car is just beneath me, and in comes the race leader as well now. So that's, I think, is everyone.
That should be right. Yes, just checking. Yeah. Yes, they are.
Yeah, Henderson in the last of the drivers to stop, and he's stopping right at the end of the pit lane. You can see that on screen now, the BSCS, British Sports Car Services Motorsport. Henderson climbing out, and from Hexham handing over to Daniel Jude from Conza. You can see they're getting a different build of driver, so they're getting the seat insert out for Daniel Jude to get in to take over for the final stint of the race. It'll be just under 15 minutes, I think, in the end. They've made it just before the 15-minute window closed.
About 25 seconds to go before he came in.
There's Alan now, he's got his helmet off, going to have a word with Daniel just to make sure he's all strapped in okay. 60-second stop for these, no penalty to serve. Be interesting to see where it feeds back in. Class B, I think, is going to be Liam Crilly leading that after the pit stops. And John Dundee has completed his stop in the Ginetta. He's showing ahead at the moment is John Dundee, as the Jude and Henderson car going back out to the base markers.
Parkin tussle now with the second driver in the Bowlen car. That continues with the cars still about three or four lengths apart.
Yeah, I think it's still Bowlen. I think he's got a solo in this race. He often shares with Simon Mason. Looking at the screen, I think he has gone solo. Maybe a shared cost. So Daniel Jude back out into the race. Maybe a bit delayed there in doing so. I think he was a bit delayed in doing so. So that's a frustration for Henderson.
Yeah, that's the only car.
Shoulders.
Only car currently
showing. And there's contact between Jude and the Ginetta at the banking. That's the first corner he's got to, Daniel Jude, and he's clattered into the Ginetta. And will that have done any damage? It's done damage to the Ginetta, certainly, because that has pulled off. And that is the number 20, not 25 car, 35 car of Jack Hounsham, I think. That's a bizarre incident at the banking. Well, if Jude just didn't see that Ginetta, but Hounsham has come to a stop. It was side-to-side contact. Jude has continued. But it's left another car stranded at the side of the track. So we'll see if he can continue now. And this is effectively the battle for the lead here. And I think that's Chris Nyland that's gone through, number 83, to take the lead. We've seen that on screen there. So the Audi, Motion Motorsport Audi of Christopher Nyland has gone through to take the lead from number 2, Daniel Jude. It's been an eventful lap down in the pits this for Jude.
Message in from the side of the track, it looks like it's broken the suspension on the Ginetta. It was crabbing after the impact.
Yeah,
Thank you to our informant.
Wouldn't be surprised with that. After that damage, Jude has continued. So, order now with 12 minutes remaining is Will Pascal and Chris Nyland now lead. Number 83. Second is number 17, Luke Woodhouse. Third is number 2, Daniel Jude and Alan Henderson. Fourth is number 55, Paul Simerson. Fifth is number 13, Scott Parkin. Sixth is number 23, Stitched by Allen. And those last 3 could by inch over a second. Class B, as the Jude car's being passed by other cars now. Class B, Crilly by 5.4 seconds. So that's number 12. Max Crilly from number 297, Mark Enoch, another ex-Clio racer. Third in that class is Alistair Lindsay in the Audi. Class C, we've got Luke Beardmore in the Mazda RX-8, ahead of Ben McCauley. And 9 ahead of 3, Ben McCauley in the Lotus. And third in Class C, Imran Khan in the BMW. Class D is Phil Adcock in the BMW from Chris Fantana in the Mazda MX-5, and Chris Yates in the Vauxhall Nova. That's the most eclectic class of all, Class D, for the cars of the lowest power to weight ratio. So the question here is whether Luke Woodhouse can do anything about...
Lotus coming in.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I thought it would do. Yeah, whether Luke Woodhouse can do anything about Chris Nyland. 2 seconds between them. The Audi is on the screen now, and the Golf chasing after it. There is that Ginetta that did pass upon the side of the track. I think the officials must be happy to leave that there. He's not in a particularly dangerous position.
And the Lotus has gone straight into the garage.
Yeah, I realise that's game over. Big lock up there for the race leader. Up towards Rocket. There's slower cars ahead that needs to try and negotiate. And I think that has, excuse me, allowed 17 to close the gap a little bit. That's Luke Woodhouse. Woodhouse, who was second last time out at Silverstone. Has been successful elsewhere this season. Trans Holland Asset Management car is leading the way here though, but not by very much. As Luke Woodhouse goes past Imran Khan, the gap is down to 1.4 seconds. So 10 minutes, or just under 10 minutes of the race remaining. We could have a grandstand finish on our hands here to end the day here at Anglesey Circuit.
Yep, 3/10 clawed back that time through.
Right, Scott Parkin third, Paul Simerson fourth, Chris Byland fifth, and Oliver Harris sixth now. They've all been elevated with the retirement of Daniel Jude and Alan Henderson. Wayne Lawson goes up to seventh. Max Crilly eighth. Mark Enoch and Yawashka at ninth, and up into 10th will go Alistair Lindsay. Those are the top 3 in Class B. Wide open championship this season, especially with not all of the drivers doing all of the rounds. So 3 more meetings to go after this. It's only the second season that Roadsports has run as a championship. It's been as a series for several seasons. This is the second season as a championship. Matt Creed won it last year and was leading it this year, coming into this weekend, but not taking part here at Anglesey. But that doesn't necessarily mean his season is written off. 2 leaders right together now as they come across the line to complete lap number 27, 26, I beg your pardon, go on to lap 27. So it's Christopher Nyland, number 83, leading. It's 17, Luke Woodhouse in second place. He looks to the outside at the banking, does Woodhouse, but can't find a way through there. Through Church they go. They've got the back marking Rob Carvel in his Class D BMW 120 ahead. There's less than a car length between the 2 leaders now. And oh, Woodhouse has a big moment. He got a wheel onto the grass there, but somehow he's still right in contention. Kicked up the dirt there as he got a wheel not only over the curb but over the grass as well. But somehow he's not lost any time at all. He's switched disciplines to circuit racing, having done time attack. As number 17, Luke Woodhouse, the 24-year-old plumbing and heating engineer from Staffordshire. Two-wheel drive time attack club champion in 2024, Pro Sports in 2025. And obviously circuit racing is quite a different discipline, but he's no doubt picked up some useful skills. It's a car with 2021 Mark 8 Golf GTI Club Sport. Originally a road car that's been converted to racing. He's been modifying it and got carried away, he says. First Mark 8 Golf to have a CAD designed full roll cage in the UK. It's an area motorsport prepared car now. It's self-built from Luke and his dad. So he's going for his first Roadsports success here of the season. If only he can get ahead of Christopher Nyland.
So it's quite a moment. Yeah, and the Audi is locked up going up into Rocket this time, and that allows Woodhouse to get even closer. Two VAG products having a great battle.
Done that quite a few times, that lock up the Audi. It's not manifested itself as a bigger problem as yet.
It's probably brakes. I think the rear wheels probably get lightly loaded. And they're virtually alongside each other coming down into the corkscrew. And Woodhouse is pushing harder and harder and harder.
There's almost a touch there, not quite.
He's got the they've got the little Nova of Yates not far ahead of them.
No, and they'll make short work of the Nova, I think. Much more powerful cars. Chris Yates wisely keeping to the left-hand side of the circuit as the much faster leaders come through on the left. Still, by the way, Class B being led by Max Crilly, Class C being led by Luke Beardmore, Class D being led by Philip Matthew Adcock, as here comes Woodhouse.
He looked one side, he looked the other, and the leader's allowed to move once. He did move. Up, and there's a lock-up. That's that rear wheel of the Audi. Is it going to change? It does. It's made it through. Woodhouse has made it through at Rocket.
Yeah, and that was nicely done. Again, another lock-up from the Audi. Woodhouse was in the right position to capitalise this time. He was on the inside line, and he's gone through to take the lead. Well, quite the effort this from Luke Woodhouse. He's not had a pit stop penalty to serve, unlike some of the others. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. He did have a pit stop penalty. He had a 10-second penalty to serve. 15 is having a spin, or had a spin. That's Stephen Grove in the Lotus Elise. That stopped at the corkscrew. Now, can it get going again? If not, we're quite close to the end of this race now. Yes, it can get going. Yeah, that's good news. Marshall was ready to go and assist, but wasn't needed in the end.
4.5 minutes to go. And the leaders, they've got a couple of one quick car ahead of them. They've got the 297 Porsche of Enoch that's running in 9th place and second in class to the Crilly's BMW. And somebody crawling out of the corkscrew, one of the BMWs in trouble.
101, that is, which is the Nick Grove and Robert Mackle car.
Dear, it's
just turn left, my friend. Just turn left if you can. Turn left, but you can't.
Ignition key.
It's
Start
not
a motor.
Going anywhere, and that's right on the racing line. That's not good, and I think we may have to have some form of interruption here. But there's only less than 4 minutes to go.
And the checkered flag I see is about to be brandished.
Yeah, and here is Luke Woodhouse now, and he gets the checkered flag, and Luke Woodhouse, with an early checkered flag, wins round 4 of the Tegiwa Roadsports Championship for 2026. A 4th different winner of the season here in the Roadsports Championship. After we'd had Scott Parkin, Johnny Weston Taylor and Robert Baker. There is the Storming Camel Motorsports car that has stopped storming. Got the hump, that car. and so will everybody else, I think, because they've lost about 3 minutes of their racing time. Check flag goes out early to Luke Woodhouse. Will Puskell and Chris Nyland, the company director of Oldham, former XR Challenge racer, he takes second place. He's well used to racing here at Anglesey. Third to Paul Simerson in the 55 car. Fourth to Chris Byland in the Cooper, number 23. Fifth to Oliver Harris in the BMW, number 11, and sixth to Wayne Lawson, number 19. Max Crilly yet to come home, but should be winning Class B. Yeah, here he is. He's just coming down through the corkscrew now, and the fire car is rushing to the scene of that BMW now. But Max Crilly comes through to win in Class B. Class C has already been claimed by Luke Beardmore from Ben Macaulay, and Class D by, just going over the line now, Phil and Matthew Adcock. So I think that's everyone home. A slightly early finish to the Roadsports race there, Marcus, with that car in a dangerous position.
Absolutely, had to be done, and I had a sort of flash of, if this gets backdated and that, is it going to change the result? But I don't think it would have done,
because
don't think so. I think lap 24 and lap 25, Luke Woodhouse was ahead. So dramatic stuff. Here comes the Parkin Darkside Developments Audi TT coming into the pit lane as well.
Yeah, they shouldn't be coming into the pit lane.
Third.
They should be going into Parc Fermé, but no one's directing them into Parc Fermé. I think because possibly the people that should have been doing that
are busy doing
something else. So yes, now the marshals are busily trying to point the remaining drivers into Parc Fermé and direct everyone else into Parc Fermé the wrong way.
Yeah, at that point it was Parc Ouvert because there was no one there.
Yeah. Good luck with Ben McCarthy trying to sort this out, trying to find the people he needs to interview after this race. Let's have a look at the result while he's sorting all of that out, though. Luke Woodhouse in the Golf, the winner. Provisionally, it might go back a lap, but I think that will not change the result. So number 17, the winner from 83, Will Puskell and Christopher Nyland in the Audi RS3 TCR, 2.6 seconds the gap. Third place, number 55, Paul Simerson in the Porsche GT4 RS Club Sport, 13 seconds behind. Fourth, 23, Chris Byland. Fifth, number 11, Oliver Harris. Sixth, number 19, Wayne Lawson. Seventh, number 13, Scott Parkin. So top 7 all Class A. Now we've got moved to Class B, neatly enough. 12, Lima Max Crilly from 297, Jan Whittaker and Mark Enoch. And 38, Kevin Glover and Henry Wright in. What happened to John Monday? Not sure. 68, John Dundee was 4th, Jim Benson 59 was 5th, and Alistair Lindsay 46 was 6th in that class. And then Class C, Luke Beardmore, number 9 and 14th overall, he won that class from number 3, Ben Macaulay. Third in that class in 19th overall was Imran Khan, and the sort of peach-coloured cars, 88, Phil and Matthew Adcock, they won Class D from Chris Fantana, and Pip Hammond and Chris Yates were third. Another podium for them. Marcus, let's reflect on that race and today's race as a whole.
Bizarre. There was lots of happenings. We've had a day of extraordinary incident and drama, and had a car on its roof at one point. Driver popped out okay, which was really great to see. It's been a super day racing, and what a day we've had. Weather-wise, after yesterday, which looked like it was going to be a grey weekend here.
Certainly, and we hope for more of that tomorrow. Quick thanks to all of the marshals. Hope you've had a good day. Enjoy the Marshals barbecue later on, but thanks to all of you for all of your efforts as well. We've got more racing tomorrow, qualifying at 9, racing at 5 to 10, but we'll now head down for the final time today to Parc Fermé, and Ben McCarthy is going to find some Roadsports drivers to talk to. Good night from us.
A brilliant way to close out the action here at Anglesey on this Saturday. And after another hectic race, it's Luke Woodhouse with the win. Let's go over and chat to him eventually. He's all the way over here, so we're going to have to walk a little bit further. Luke, congratulations on the victory. That was, I mean, we've used the words hectic a lot today. I don't think that could be anything different from what we've just seen.
No, that definitely describes it well, I think. Yeah, it was always going to be a good one from the start, I think. Started obviously 4th. We just had a focus of set the laps in, try not to hurt the tyres too much. Whatever we lose at the start of the tyre, we'll definitely lose at the end. But it was a good race. It come down to the last couple of laps with me in the RS3 at the end. Just enough time just to get a move done, which was good. And also a 10-second pit stop penalty in the pits from previous round, which I thought would put us a bit further back than where we was. So I was happy to see where we come out after the pits.
Oh, congratulations on the win. Fantastic drive. Well done, Luke. Right then, but there was some news during the race, and basically during the early... Oh, it's Luke Woodhouse sprays his team with water. Earlier on in the race, the number 2, driven by Daniel Jude and Alan Henderson, that had to retire due to a collision which damaged the front of the number 2 car, which affected the steering, which is absolutely gut-wrenching for them, given the competitiveness they provided throughout. But that's pretty much it here at Anglesey on this Saturday. But don't think about altering your weekend plans, because we will be back here tomorrow morning for yet more action here at the 750 Motor Club. Many thanks to Ian and Marcus up in the gantry. Many thanks to you for watching, and also Alpha Live. We'll all be back tomorrow, and we'll see you then.